Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Winter 2021 awards show. We got lots of awards to hand out, but of course, I can't do it by myself. Tonight, I'm joined on our red carpet by none other than my other lovely streamer, Mr. Salt Spreader. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Great. How are you doing, man? Things are looking great. We got some nice people to, give us a couple of awards too. Get things rolling, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe announce a couple all-star teams, something like that too.
Couple all-star teams, couple MVPs awards as well too. We also have Dallas joining us tonight. He is, a key member in this show tonight because Dallas is a very special person because he's involved in every single one of the leagues. So he's going to give us a little insight into a few of these names that you guys see pop up on your screens here tonight. But a lot to get through tonight. We are going to be starting with our first league that we haven't announced yet. We have already gone through the LAS Draft All-Stars, and we got to watch them on stream do their All-Star matchup. But we're starting it off tonight with the LRS Draft. So first the MVPs and then the All-Stars. We are going to continue like that throughout each of the leagues as they pop up throughout the week. So just going to double check my own agenda to make sure I'm following my own rules here because that's probably a good start here. But we're going to have a lot of fun here tonight, guys, and recognize a few of these big names that have stood out for us throughout the season. But it's hard making these choices, so I'll just preface it with that because there was a lot of great talent, a lot of great players that came out here in the winter split. So it's a big thank you to everyone who participated this split. But we're just gonna hop into these, Salt Spreader, and start announcing.
Yes,
so I believe it's the LRS Draft MVPs first is what we're gonna have up.
That's what we're going with.
I will have those up on the screen in a second. But ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this? Are you ready? Salt, you ready? It's so cool though. Now that we have this, this is gonna bring me a couple more ideas potentially if we have like casting guests.
Potentially.
If we want to set up casters like this, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Anyways, I think we do have Dallas somewhere in the background, and then possibly Kabahi joining us later on tonight to announce the Valorant winners. But we're gonna hop into this right away and start off with our announcement. So LRS Draft MVPs coming to you right now.
Let's go. Let's see what we got going for us.
So, first off, we have as our rookie of the split, it's none other than Rouge Ronin. As our most improved player of the split, it's Stone Kit Kat. Season MVP, also Rouge Ronin. Our playoff MVP is going to be none other than Gagibo. And then our finals MVP is Ravensman. So, a lovely lineup we've got there. Ronin popping up twice, and I mean, from the start, when I saw him in the exhibition matches way back, pre-week 1, I was like, this guy is nuts. His Hecarim just absolutely blasted everybody the other way. And no, he really stood out from the start. So I really like to see Ronin getting recognized here as both Rookie of the Split and Season MVP.
Definitely performed up to par with a bunch of these veteran junglers here and looking very, very good.
Dallas, what do you have to say about our LRS Draft MVPs?
I mean, Ronin's a really good player. I think he was definitely the core of Tigers all season. I got the honor of playing with them for a couple weeks before I was traded over to Spartans, and he's just a ball of energy. He's so much fun to play with. His personality is very electric, which is always something you want in a teammate. And then Stone Kit Kat, he really deserves this award. At the start of the season, he was just kind of losing, like on Orange duty every single game. Never really was able to win lane. Most of the time he was the reason they lost games, but coming closer to the end of the season, he started really showing up. And I remember the one game he played Silas into Rivarhi, which is a Viper's top laner, which is one of the better tops in the league, and he played so well that game. And he won his lane on his own. He definitely got a lot better this split, and it was a lot of fun to watch his growth.
Yeah, and honestly, that I saw a lot of that in the LAS draft, which is why it's Which is why it's tough to choose just one name here, right? Because there's been a lot of improvement, a lot of growth from our players here. So definitely a shout out to everybody involved, but these players definitely have highlighted what we take as those values here. And then playoffs MVP, Gagibo, honestly, again, somewhat similar, where he just kind of stepped up, and the way I saw him perform against Rovar Hihi, as he put it there, Rover Hihi. I like that. I like that what you put in chat there. Yeah, he stood out immensely. He played absolutely out of his mind there in playoffs. But in that finals game, Ravensman with that fat penta. It is the third time we have gotten a clip from Ravensman getting a penta on none other than Kaisa. So it is absolutely insane to see him back here again, but also claiming that championship. So big shout out to the Spartans on that one. But yeah, bunch of important names. We are going to do All-Stars next, but any last comments on our MVPs here, my friends?
Looking pretty good, and definitely excited to see more of these players as things do go on, especially next split coming up here. And don't forget to register, guys. Registration is still open for just a little bit longer.
That is true. That's true. Use that command. I actually have a command in the Twitch chat there. It's register. You can go ahead, spam that, and that will actually bring up the link for you there. And Canatin redeeming a shout out for a shout out from the casters here. Didn't win an award,
there
but
we
give
go.
me a shout out. But I don't know, man. I don't know, Can, because we're about to bring up our LRS Draft All-Stars here, and I think we can switch that right around, because now we got our LRS Draft All-Stars here. 5 members that stood out as an all-star team, as in the top lane is Rovarai, in the jungle Rouge Ronin, in the mid lane Can of Tin, as ADC Caramel, and support none other than the Thresh God himself, Pratoga. So congratulations to our 5 players here that are our LRS Draft All-Star team. Just honestly, all of these players together, I would have nightmares if I ever had to face them in a 5-man team like this. This is this is
looking a little rough.
Yeah,
looking a little rough.
Yeah, and we'll have to keep an eye out, because again, Dallas, no confirmation yet, but we may actually potentially set something up like we did with LAS Draft. But we will
hopefully a game that will be played either next week, not tomorrow, next week or the week after.
Yes, we'll be doing it potentially next week, so keep an eye out for that, as we will be posting. Well, there has to be a B All-Star team as well too. You got to have your A and your B, and we will be posting that later, so keep an eye out for that. But right now, for our All-Stars that are going to be going up in not the Hall of Champions, but the MVPs, there are your LRS Draft players. So congratulations, guys. But we're going to flip it on back to our lovely little red carpet here, as we start to get ready for our next one. And this next league, Salt, actually the next 2 are the ones you were streaming, so you got to have a lot of fun.
Definitely. I got to see all of these players play incredibly well, and I'm very excited with the choices that we've made. All of them looking very, very nice. And what can I say? They just did an incredible job. It was very, very fun casting this entire split. It's been great. Yeah,
and I'm gonna pull them up in just a second here. So I'm just gonna get where is it? We want our LAS pre-made. Is what we're gonna go for next, and it's going to be the LAS pre-made MVPs first, and then we'll do the All-Star similar to how we did the last one. So let me go through and find them in my library somewhere. I know they're here somewhere. LAS pre-made, there it is. All right, I have them ready, and all right, well, I don't think there'll be too many big surprises here on this one, Salt, as
probably not.
There was one team that stood out.
One team.
There was a couple teams that stood out, but one team where you just saw them and it was like, okay, you guys are nuts. And I can say this because I played them, and it was like, oh my god, pain, but they were good. They were just good. They were really, really good, well practiced. They have very skilled players, and they work extremely well together. So without any further ado, Salt, if you want to announce our LAS pre-made MVPs, I'll have them up on the screen in no time at all.
No worries. All right, but before that does get put on screen, let's take a quick listen. Here we go. Finals MVP Mr. Mako. Playoffs is gonna go to Mr. Bliss, Jake in that supportive role, and once again, season MVP going to Mako. Just performed incredibly well throughout the entirety of this entire split. PvE just popping off left, right, and center. What more can I say? They definitely deserve majority of the MVPs, if not all of them. And Mako, as a player himself, just popping off over and over again. You know, what can I say? He's performed super well in draft, and he performed super well here in pre-made as well. Mako just making it work.
Yeah, PvE was kind of insane this split, and honestly, we're gonna get to it across the board here because they had teams in 3 different of our leagues this split, if I'm correct. LAS pre-made, LRS pre-made, and LRS Valorant, and all 3 of those teams had incredible runs, all made it to finals, were at least semi-finalists at some point of this, and 2 of their teams won. 2 of their teams actually completely won the championship, so PvE is a very, very powerful org that we have had the privilege of having around Legends for the past few splits here, but yeah, they know how to source some good talent, let's just say that. So I see PvE Nemo there in chat. Perfect. But we do have the All-Stars for LAS pre-made as well too. So Salt, when you're ready, I have the graphic ready to go.
Ready to go whenever you are, Mr. Gurf.
All right, hitting that transition button now. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go.
There we go. That is correct.
Weird. I had a weird little bug there.
Oh, weird bug. All right. So with that, top lane is going to go to Mr. Peakley of Rotom, and he is the only other member from any other team here on this, on the All-Stars team. It is going to be Dallas coming in at the jungle, Mako mid, to fly as that AD carry, and Mr. Bliss, that hook man himself, as the support. And what do you think, Mr. Dallas here? We have you here right now. What do you think of these choices?
I mean, I don't know. It was pretty clear and cut for the most part. No one really actually contended with us at all season, so yeah. I mean, playoffs was a 9-0 run, and a lot of the games were just complete stomps. They were like over by 21 completely.
We did actually go back and look at the stream time for each of our finals and found that, yeah, the PvE streams were very, very short, both in semis and
very
finals.
Sweet.
So a lot different to different leagues, because I know sometimes we have players crossing back and forth between different leagues, but the domination from PvE in the LAS pre-made was pretty damn insane. You know, we do consider All-Stars from the entire split here, so throughout that split, you know, that one time, that one crack that was found by PvE was by none other than Rotom. So there was a very special someone who made that happen, which is why we see their name there in top, Mr. Peakley. Yeah. Congratulations, but also congratulations to the rest of you guys too. You played incredible this split.
Peakley's Vladimir is a little bit scary.
A little scary.
Solo carries 2 games on it versus us, and took the 1 loss that we have.
He was good. He was good for sure.
Very good.
Oh, but there are
guys. Don't plan Vlad seriously.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You might have to. You might have to respect Peakley's Vlad there, but so many great players. It's gonna be fun to see what happens next split with all the new bodies we got coming in, but right now, yeah, it's crazy to see how many great players and great talent we have had out on the Rift, and sometimes on different maps. I don't know what to exactly call it for Valorant, but we'll get there later on.
There's a lot of maps there, a little bit, you know, not just Summoner's Rift.
It's true. You got to deal with a lot more than that. So at least for us League players, it's the same thing every time that we have to come back to.
One and done. You know,
and done.
That's how it is.
Actually, rest in peace, Twisted Tree Line. Dominion? Was it? What was the other
Dominion.
one? Oh no, that was so sad. That's okay. That's okay.
A lot of game modes lost over time, which is very, very sad.
We'll remember him in our hearts, but we will get to our next league as well too, which was the other one you were casting and streaming there, Salt, which was the LRS pre-made, and this was one of our biggest leagues that we had across the
A
board.
lot of teams.
Yeah, even bigger than LAS Draft, which was another very, very poppin' league from this past split. But yeah, a lot of teams. I think it was like 18 are there too. The playoffs were absolutely insane to watch some of these runs coming through. But yeah, it was super entertaining to see these guys kick it off and have all these different organizations involved. However, I'm going to get to our MVPs from the LRS pre-made up in just a second. Salt, what are we thinking? What are we thinking here for this?
I think we made some really, really good choices here, especially for MVPs. I think a lot of them just performed incredibly well throughout their entire split. And although a couple of the teams did end up faltering in playoffs, that doesn't take away what happened during the season.
Absolutely. So without any further ado, we are going to bring to you your LRS pre-made MVPs from the Winter 2021 split. So let's bring them up right now. And go ahead, Salt.
All right. So here we go. It is going to be Mr. Paragon as your finals MVP. RTD taking it home here. And TM69, that 80 carry, just popping off left, right, and center on Regicide. They almost made the miracle run happen. We're not able to do it, unfortunately.
So close.
And it is actually going to be Esmond, the team that was upset from PvE. You know, they play like PvE was looking like number one throughout the entire split, but they did end up falling to Regicide in a close series. It was very, very tough, but you know what can you do? Like finals, or playoffs, that's where everyone puts their pedal to the metal, and it was Regicide who were able to commit Regicide.
It was,
and yeah,
it was magical watching all three of these teams throughout the split. Para in that finals, I was losing my mind. I was about to fall out of my chair watching some of the stuff he did. But
Paragon,
yeah, he was an absolute nutcase in the final, so definitely well deserved to that. Playoffs MVP. This player stood out to me, because you know, after the first time Regicide got an upset, and then they took down PvE. I was honestly floored and went back to see, okay, so what is a big reason why Regicide is taking down these big teams, getting these big upsets? Well, I looked at some of the score lines, and it was absolutely ridiculous what their ADC was doing. So TM69, who I believe is also the captain of Regicide, if I'm correct, did a lot.
Go grab that for you real quick.
It did a lot to lead their team to those victories, and even though they didn't make it into finals, they still went to the consolation match, and I believe Regicide won 3-1 there. But again, fact check me if I'm wrong. Feel free to correct me on that. But it was incredible. It was an incredible run.
It was.
And I talked to this player a few times too. They were very enthusiastic, very pumped up, and always in support of their team. So it was great seeing that energy being brought into Legends and into these playoffs. And of course, Esmond, a returning player here, a seasoned vet, as our season MVP. I mean, yeah, PvE. Again, another PvE org that had quite the run there during regular season. They did incredibly well as well too. Unfortunate about their upset, but that's why we have TM69 there, as it shows, you know, Regicide getting that defeat over PvE. But either way, these three players, and it's yeah, Candidatin does bring out a point. All ADC players,
ADC.
Which is it's not always the most common here, but these guys all played completely out of their minds. Definitely. But I will get the All-Stars up in just a second if you give me a sec, Salt, and then those will be good for you to go.
Sounds perfect.
All right. You ready for this? LRS pre-made All-Stars coming to you right now.
Here we go. So it is going to be there we go. It is going to be Mr. Mullen Axe up in that top lane from It Do Not Matter, followed up by Dardock Fanboy 69 in that jungle from the Rising Tide Tsunami, followed up by Candidatin from PvE, Esmond as that 80 carry for PvE as well, and K-God K from PvE as your support for the All-Stars team. Looking pretty fly here with 3 PvE members popping off here, and Dardock Fanboy performed incredibly well. I was able to cast so many of his series, and he just looked incredible there, just doing so much work there as that, you know, as that like Hecarim, as the Olaf, as all of those power picks. He maintained power picks throughout the entire time, and he was taking a lot of bans too. His Vi was constantly banned away, stuff like that. and Mole and Axe here. I mean, as a top laner, what more can you want?
That's true. That's true. And, you know, again, another name that's popped up again tonight, but across in a different league. Canatin back once again. So it's nice to give a shout out to another one of our veteran players who has been around for quite some time and is definitely one of our powerhouses here when it comes to mid laners. So huge shout out to Canatin there, picking that up. Esmond again, our season MVP for the LRS pre-made, and K is another one of those supports who is just absolutely insane. Is one of those players I like to call an enabler and just sets up everything you could possibly want for your team. So nice to see all these 5 players making it to the All-Stars. Congratulations to everybody here for our LRS pre-made awards. Oh man,
I mean, all of them I definitely think deserved every single one of them.
absolutely. It's a great list of names, a great group that we got into all these leagues. Really, I'm just, you know what, Sol? I'm just really happy. I'm really happy to see how big our community has grown and how
It's gotten gigantic. Got so many people here. So, you know, I mean, look at all the teams here. We have so many. We had 18 teams in one league alone, and it was a pre-made league too. I mean, so many people had to come together just to play with us. And hey, what more can we want here than just having a bunch of people having fun together? You know, a little bit of competitive integrity always works out. You know, just having people set up to play together, 5v5 League of Legends, comms active, everything ready to go. What you want here out of this entire Legends Esports organization here, right? That's what we're looking for.
we like to have fun. And this next league, our first time ever with the LTS actually in Legends. I had a blast casting this one, Salt. This was this was honestly a ton of fun for me, getting our first Diamond League off the ground here. And even though it was one of those smaller leagues, it does make it a lot more intimate, so I was able to get to know some of these players, get to chat with some of them. But a lot of great plays being made over on the LTS stage for sure, as we're going to get those up in just a second. Our LTS
Here we go.
MVPs coming to you in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so for our LTS MVPs, we have Woshi Garvin as our finals MVP, AKM Revnon as our playoffs MVP, and Axum as our season MVP. And oh, all these players just are incredible in my mind. We can go through it from either the start or the very end, but left to right seems right in my mind here. Woshi Garvin stepped up insanely. He was massive for his team in finals. His Mundo Jungle came out. He went where he pleased, and essentially that presence he brought to that final series, going, I believe, the entire 5 games there. It was incredible to watch him pull that off. So congratulations to Woshi Garvin. AKM Revnon, I mean, how can you go wrong with that? Akuma was at the top of the list, at the top of the standings the entire split. So Akuma just had an incredible run, and Revnon was a huge part in keeping that standings where they were consistently. But over to our season MVP, and this one is a bit of a shout out to the earlier on in the season, where when Mad City was on stream, when we got to see them play, Axum stood out as one of these top laners that haunts you in your nightmares, that keeps you up at night and makes you wonder, why did I lose that next promotion? It's because of players like Axum. He is absolutely disgusting, and when he whips out his mains, like his Gangplank, it's GG. It's GG. He just does not let you play the game. So these 3 players were absolutely incredible in my mind, and I just got to give them a huge congratulations on that. Oh, and next,
Lot of players.
Lot of players. Well, let's see if I can get the next set up as well too. Is like, you know, I got to put it in transition mode. I got to make it look fancy here. But our LTS All Stars, we again had to do some digging here. Had to do some make some tough decisions. But all these players up that you're about to see on your screen here are our Winter 2021 All-Stars here. And in the top lane, we have AKM Revnon. In the jungle, none other than Daily Peach from Tempo Control. AKM Cutie in the mid lane. Nutty Bars is the ADC, and Matthew Bobo XD as our support. So there is your LTS All-Stars team. Congratulations to all our players, and a huge shout out to all our teams that got involved with the LTS this split. Hope to see you all back, but thank you for making the first one a very memorable one and a very fun one for me to cast for you guys. All right.
Here we go. And I think with that, we are going to start moving on towards that Valorant that we have set up for ourselves, LAS and LRS, correct?
Yes.
Oh
yes.
no, don't tell me it's my turn to talk.
It is, and we're joined by someone very special tonight as well too. Kabahi, our caster and streamer over from our Valorant. We don't usually see him on our league nights, but now we have gathered together for one final night to celebrate everybody in all our leagues. So Kabahi, it's nice to have you here, buddy, tonight. How are you doing?
Thank you. Oh, I'm doing so awesome. I just want to thank you guys for having me cast these both these splits. Honestly, all of these games were just amazing. I can't believe you guys were able to come up with MVPs out of some of these people.
They were very hard choices.
They were very difficult.
I will say that for sure.
Very fair, very fair.
There were a couple that were pretty obvious and like definitely stood out, but there were some that
It's so tough. It's so tough to choose for some of them. But no, you have absolutely perfect timing, Kabahi. Is I have the LAS, I believe it's the as agenda shows us, the LAS Valorant MVPs up first. So when you are ready, I will hit the button and we'll have those three lovely players up on the screen for you, ready to announce.
Alrighty. So it is going to be our finals MVP, Gank a Droid from Phoenix Gaming. Oh my goodness, can I just talk about how consistent this player was throughout every single game in the finals?
Absolutely.
Made it just look so easy. I really wish that I had the patience that Gank Droid has. I don't know how he did it, but past that point, let's talk about that playoffs MVP. SMH, OG, I would have almost given him the season MVP because of all of the entry fragging he does. He was so solid on that jet play. He switched up from a few different duelists every now and then, but I really just want to say that one of the best jet players around. I can't complain about any of the gameplay I saw from them, and being the entry league into this, I was very surprised to see this level of gameplay come out.
I do want to add his stats for being a team that lost in the second round of playoffs. Well, they lost to Phoenix, like 0-3. His stats were insane. They were the top of like most charts for playoff stats, which was tracked by our resident stat boy for Valorant. He did all of the stats, and he was leading almost all the charts.
Well,
even after an 0-3, which was
not
really
surprised.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Yeah.
really impressive.
Honestly, I had so much fun watching both Valorant leagues. It was it was just incredible, some of the stuff these guys are able to pull off. So yeah, SMH OG, thank you. Was one of those players where when you tuned in to watch Mooney, it was kind of nuts seeing what they could pull off.
And I am so glad to see Malicious as the season MVP.
Yes.
I really feel like he was undervalued a lot of the beginning of the season, and I think that he grew the most as I watched him play. I believe that by the end of the split, he was just destroying people with the Deagle. I think I saw like a quad kill, and his team got the morale to actually bring that game back and win that game.
Oh, on Haven?
Because I believe that was it.
It was Haven on, in a short.
Yes, and he came around, shot 4 people down with that Deagle, and his entire team was so hyped they brought the whole game back.
Yeah, no, the first series, I got to play the first 2 games, kind of fed, and then I was subbed out, cause for BTNC, and watching them come back from down 0-2 was so much fun. And
that
then
was amazing.
Yeah. Malicious, another one of those absolutely monstrous player, and just shows, what kind of growth players can go throughout an entire split, because by finals, I would not want to be in a 5 situation against Malicious. He's just disgusting. But we do have the LAS Valorant All-Stars team up. I will be bringing that up in a few seconds as well too, Kabahi, if you are ready to go with that.
Alrighty. Yes, sir, I am ready to go.
Beautiful.
And I am so glad to see what you have put together here today. These All-Stars look so strong. This is SMH, Gibby, Malicious, Rayon Daunted, and Ursa. I mean, wow. These guys, you have the complete Fragger role covered. I mean, these guys hit their shots. SMH, put him on the op. Malicious, give him Phoenix. Gibby always can play that support character. So strong playing that support. Rayon Daunted plays everything. I don't even know. Like, he is the best flex
Yeah, he
I've
just plays
ever
whatever he
seen.
wants.
Yeah, and then Ursa on the Rays, easy win. I love it. I love to see this All-Stars team.
Ray, it's kind of funny. It's just like, oh, we need Breach here. Oh, sure, I'll play Breach, and then all of a sudden the next game he's playing Viper, and then the next game he's playing Cypher, and then the next, and he's using his utility to like pretty good efficiency on every single character, which is really hard to do, especially if you're not like a professional player.
Oh yes, it's amazing. Actually, most pro players only play one type of character. Like a support or
like
a
1 to 2 characters is what they usually play.
But
yeah, that is a beautiful All-Stars team from LAS, and the whole league was just amazing to play with. I met so many good people in there. So many people hit me up and were like, "Hey, dude, come play with us sometime," and they were all so nice and like really just good people. So I was so glad to be a part of that.
yeah, and it's like I was saying to Salt earlier, right? Our little community that we formed together is it's becoming a lot of fun. A lot of fun for, I think, and I hope everybody so far. But it's
Looking
really
great.
incredible. All the people that that I've met, you guys have met. We met each other as well too. I mean, none of us would be here as well too. But yeah, it's
Well, I
it's really
apologize
awesome.
for you having to meet me, but
I do not. We couldn't have done the split without Chikabahi. Everybody had a piece to play in this split, but we do have one more league to cover here, and this was the one that just finished yesterday as well too. Oh my God, this was LRS yesterday.
Here we go.
Was bonkers. I will get that up in just about in a few seconds here, but yeah, this was such an incredible finals to watch yesterday. They were absolutely nuts, PvE versus UO. So I don't know if these MVP awards will come as a surprise, but Kabahi, I will flip those on over right now for you to announce our LRS Valorant MVP winners.
All you.
alrighty. So LRS, of course, the MVPs look so good. Turtles, please stop making me look so bad, taking my killjoy and making. You can't make those plays. Like.
Yeah, I do want to say with Turtles, he may not have been the stat leader in the finals. Like he wasn't. He wasn't the one getting 4 kills a round. But when it came down to these clutch rounds that he needed to win for his team, he never lost. The 1v2s, like any case where he won so many rounds for his team, and it was awesome to watch. And he's a good friend of mine. And he showed a lot of improvement over the course of playoffs, and I'm really proud of how he played in finals.
Yeah.
So good job, Turtles.
So we're talking about Turtles, one of the strongest support characters I've ever seen play. He actually came up into my own personal Valorant tournament, and he just destroyed kids. And I don't even want to talk about that. But moving on, let's talk about APL.
Oh
This
my God.
man is a fragging legend. I don't think he misses headshots.
He's an
Like,
animal.
I don't either.
Absolute
I don't either.
animal.
He
Every
started-
time I saw him yesterday, he was finding kills multiple kills left and right every single round.
He started off in the beginning of the season on Jet, and I mean, from then to now, I say that he never goes back to Jet, but he was by far the best Jet, besides Fearless. I would say Fearless and him were tied for that Jet play, but he hit those other duelists, and I mean, he's unstoppable now.
That's
I would never go back to Jet if I was him, and he is so good.
Yeah, that's what stood out to me was his Jet. Those first few weeks we got to see Yuo on stream. When his Jet came out, I mean, he was finding these angles that were crazy. I think it's on Haven too, where you can jump up on mid, on B there, and shoot your knives in through. It's disgusting. It's disgusting what this guy is able to find, but he's just so confident in taking those outmanned trades, and usually ends up winning them. Which yeah, this guy deserves playoff MVP, because not just through the regular season, but in the playoffs, he really stood out as that leader for UO.
And beautiful enough tonight, I see the season MVP that I wanted to see. No doubt in my mind, does Ballpin deserve this above anyone else. The growth this man had was crazy. IGLing during the game, being that wonderful in-game leader that he can be. I can't believe that I saw him start off pretty much not that great, but like by the time that he hit the end of the seasons, he's coming up with crazy plans, leading his entire team. I feel like he really deserves this. Like, out of anyone else, this is one of the best IGLs that you can find. And that is what I think sets him apart.
He's a lot of fun to watch. Whether it's he's opping on Jet or he's playing Sage, going for these insane, crazy Sage walls, like standing on top, getting these stupid angles that no one would ever expect. It's a blast to watch.
Oh, yes, and the coordination that he brings with his team play. Like, his whole team knows what he's doing and plays around it so well, including people like Turtles, and, like, it's just crazy to see how much PvE has grown and how they remained up there in the top of the league. It was awesome.
Yeah, every time UO and PV clashed, it was so much fun to watch. It was always a lot of very close series.
They were crazy to watch, but could you imagine watching a team like the All-Stars that we have put together for LRS Valorant? So I will bring those up on the board in about 5 seconds here, but Kabuki, yeah, this is looking like a crazy lineup for our All-Stars, buddy.
Alrighty, well, I'm excited to see it. Whatever it does get... Oh, there it is. I do see it now. Alrighty, so the LRS All-Stars. Oh, no, you did not.
Oh,
okay.
yes.
We got APL, obviously, as our best fragger in the league. Rebind, holy, he deserves this position so much. If you guys went to yesterday's stream and you saw what Rebind can do, you guys know that he deserves that spot. And Fearless, I think that if Fearless had a little bit more of a team around him, he would have definitely been in this MVP board, been on this, all of this. I just wish that to seen his team come together a little bit more. No offense to them. They did an excellent job.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, this man was a standout among everyone in the league. I mean, every time you saw him pick up that Jet, you knew that people were going to fall. Yeah, and what I saw too between that semifinalist match between Brock and Ottawa was, those two big players, APL and Fearless, kind of going toe to toe as those two main leaders to their teams. There it was, Fearless got a couple over APL, APL got a couple over Fearless too. In the end, it was Ottawa that ended up taking the victory. But yeah, Brock gave him a good fight for sure.
No, it was insane to watch Brock and UO play. I'm trying to pull up the matches really quickly. I think, where is it? Here it is. Wait, did they post it? There it is. In like the one game, they're within, like both of them have 20 kills. The one game, Fearless outfrags APL, and the next game they're both always at the top of their team.
Exactly.
Like top frag on their team, and they're just fighting back and forth to be the main carry.
And as I said, Fearless really is somebody to watch out for. If you ever get in a game against him, good luck.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Ballpin now. I mean, honestly, I feel like he brings this team together. He would be that flex player that can really play whatever you need there. along with Econ God, they're both very good, playing whatever you need, and they IGL very well and help lead this team. I see this as a very well-rounded, and very, very fragger-heavy team. I mean, this team would be very hard to beat, and I love to see it.
Beautiful. But, gentlemen, that is all of our awards that need to be announced for tonight. All of them. It's crazy to think that 7 leagues, we covered them all. We did it all. We got them all out there. But honestly,
all of them.
Guys, I just want to thank you both personally for being our streamers, because again, without you guys, we couldn't have brought this action to life. So again, Kabahi, Salt Spreader, thank you guys so much for putting on these shows tonight. But also a big thank you to everybody who participated, everyone behind the scenes making graphics. Flip Trick, I see you. Everybody organizing those roles. Dallas as our head there, our Discord wizard, who is has figured out all this and keeps our lives all nice and organized. Of course,
keeps everything smooth.
Yes, our stats lead, Ravens man there for helping out, and his team as well too. Everyone who's involved with that, and of course all the players, all the organizations, teams, coaches, managers, everybody. Thank you so much for such an incredible split. Yeah, best one yet, and from what I've experienced in the past 2 years here, they only keep getting bigger and better.
Exactly. Hey, last split, big already. This one just even bigger, and it's just gonna keep growing and growing.
Yeah, but
well,
guys,
I would just like to say thank you for having me out here, though.
Hey,
it's really you guys that put all this stuff together and let us experience it. So thank you.
Hey, anytime. Only the best
It's a
here
great one.
at Legends. I hope to see you all back this summer, as registration is currently open for this summer split. So you can just use the command register there, as I put it in your Twitch chat. So you can go ahead, check out the leagues there, find one that best suits you. Make sure to read over the rules and the caps on those. But if you have any questions, make sure to hit us up in our Discord. We have lots of friendly staff ready and able to help on out with that. So guys, with that will conclude the winter 2021 split. Crazy to think another one's down, and we
Summertime.
Yep, it's summertime. We get to have a little bit of summer fun. Yeah, split starting very soon. The week of May 1st is when we are going to be starting, so make sure to keep an eye out for all these dates coming up, as registration does close April 25th. So you want to get in, you want to get all registered before things close on up there. And we will have more posts coming out soon with actual dates, with the draft, with actual game times coming up as well too. So keep an eye out for that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight and supporting the channel as always. We will see you back. Well, you might see a little something next Tuesday. We might be having some fun if we are able to. Potentially, if we have an LRS draft all-star matchup. But other than that, you will see us all hopefully back again at the start of May for Summer Split 2021. But guys, thank you again so much. This is Gurf signing off, and of course, the rest of the crew. Why don't you go ahead and say a little bye-bye to everybody there?
Take care, everyone.
All right.
Have a good one.
And with that, we will end things out. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. We will see you this summer for lots more Legends action, so make sure to tune in. If you haven't already, hit that follow button on our channel so you don't miss any of that action. But that'll be it. Good night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We love you all. And take care.